Jay from Team DMA at it again with another video. So this is going to be a video regarding to whoever it may concern. Like it could be millions of people, it could be one person, it could be 10,000. So it just really depends on who wants to take the information. So this video is going to be regarding the topic of sales. So even though we can sit down and jibber jabber all day or maybe all week, the main points of the sale of cars in this company, uh, the person who is directed to, but like I said, it's directed to the general audience. They know what company this is. So as far as it goes for sales for me, I have 7 shops that I sell in. So obviously, route number one in in my own experience, because I don't like to use opinions because opinions really don't matter. They never did. People think they do, but it doesn't. What matters are the facts. So as the facts, the income produced generated from sales and whatnot are actually extremely high when you do your own vending. Usually, particularly at locals, like you get this buy and sell cards at your local. So I'll show you an example. Like for instance, after I finish work, I stop by 2 or 3 of the local shops of the Yu-Gi-Oh. All that really happens is I take a seat and I already know everyone, so I know the people who sell, like together with the vendors in the shop and vendors there. Like for instance, like me, I could have for sale cards. You have to be careful not to be presenting that out in the open because you could be disrespecting the shop because the shop is a business and they're selling, so they could accuse you of driving some of the sales away from the shop because you're there to sell, but the shop is there. So basically, in a technical sense, you're using the shop to enrich yourself. So you want to be careful with that. You either want to keep it low key or you can go outside out of respect to sell them. And what I do is basically I take somewhere around $1,000 or $3,000 worth of cards or even more. You know, sometimes in Yu-Gi-Oh, that's a small number. Sometimes you can go way over like five, even 10,000 on merchandise. It just depends on what type of cards you have. Some other people, like I have some friends and even myself, I have 3 binders that have either commons or supers or ultras or secrets like that. And sometimes the binders, separating them is a good idea because you have the binders of the $5, binders of $10. But whenever you get into the high end, you get a binder full of like somewhere around 200 to 300 cards, and each card is like 2,000, 2,500 per card. So you could have thousands of dollars. But all I'm saying is separating them into binders. People who don't have a large inventory because you're just starting, you want to get the 4 pocket one. So those you can buy like at your local shop or even Walmart, and those are like $3 to $4 is what you're looking for, and those you can fill them up quickly, and you're going to want to separate them either by page or by binder. And it's the same situation to where you want to separate the $1 cards, the 50-cent cards, the $5 cards, the $10 cards, the $20 cards, like that, because the more you sell, you're going to get confused and you're going to lose money instead of making money. So you want to have everything organized and separated. Now, getting off of the topic, I'm going to summon it up, is me and my personal experience, the big money comes from the sales, personal, because, excuse me, you can sell some of the stuff to the shop. They might not pay you what you want, but if you just want to get rid of it anyways. The other thing is just selling to the public. Sometimes you can go to the vendors, and if you know them well enough, you can leave some of your merchandise. So I'll explain real quickly before I move with that topic. So, for example, I stop at the shop, and I can leave $1,000 or $2,000 worth of product, and it's not a lot of cards. It could just be like 2 or 3 starter decks or something like that with maybe 2 or 3 cards. And I'm in agreement with the shop. So the shop sells it and they get a portion, like 10% out of it. So like out of $100, they get $10, or it could be a little over 10%. And basically, you go and you pick up your money, and then they take a cut from it as well. So you win and they win. So all you do is just stop to pick up your money and you leave. It's an excellent option. There's a lot of people that told me like you're the stupidest person I've ever heard, or that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard, or no one does that. You know, people are very negative, but in reality, it's because they're super stupid. Because in reality, you can do that. So sometimes, I don't want to sound mean, but I mean, sometimes you don't even have to go to work. I mean, if you already made a lot of money from just picking up some cards from the store, you can call out, use your sick hours or whatever, do something fun. I don't know, play Yu-Gi-Oh. But that's just one of the ways that you can do it. When you carry items, you want to keep them safely in the bag. Personally, I learned to keep them in my front, like you're carrying a baby in the front. Even though people tell me it looks stupid or it's dumb, I could really care less what they believe. My priority is just carrying all um, all that financial gain safe, because when you carry it in your bag, there could be bad people that can open your bag and steal it. And then people turn around and say, you're too protective, you think everyone's evil, but not really. Because when you ask them in the night, do you lock the door of your house or you leave it open? They're going to tell you, I lock it. Why you lock it? See, so the reason is because there's going to be people that are underhand and you just want to protect yourself. So always carry, especially in events, carry your backpack in the front. If you carry in the back, make sure you have some sort of safety lock on there. Now, moving from there, once you go into the online shop, and particularly this one, once you start selling an item, like when I click on an item here, you want to see a rough price of what the cards are worth. Even though people always fight and argue that TCG is the ultimate guideline, they're actually lying. A lot of the stuff that is in TCG, I get it for free, and those are all the product that I give away for free. Like, you pay nothing. And when you do it on a calculator based on TCG, the items that I give away are averaging $700 per year. So the question is, if TCG tells you it's $700, but I'm telling you it's free, who are you going to believe, them or me? If TCG is robbing you, they're actually upselling everything. But the thing is, because they have graphs and because other famous YouTubers feed you that narrative, you fall into their trap. But in reality, all the stuff they sell is expensive. Now, when you start competing against the market, it's relatively slow, but there's other places where you could get better prices, cheaper prices. So moving on from there, in this specific company, and not just this one, there's a lot of companies who have a policy. You need to read the rules and regulations, because a lot of people, what they do is they click on the button because they, not to be rude, but a lot of people believe they know everything. So they're not aware of what the rules and regulations state. Once you get into a business scenario, you're going to want to be informed, because that's why you need your lawyers. Because the lawyers, a lot of people think the lawyers are special or they're better than you. They're not. The only difference between you and them is that they read rules and regulations. They read the laws and all the between the lines. And for the particular human or regular citizen, we don't do that. So that's why we're a bit dumber, or some people can be super dumb. So why do I bring that up? Because in certain companies, the rules and regulations state that you can't advertise any other shops, like mentioning other companies, or you cannot mention outside sales. Violations of those things, particularly like this company, I'm not going to mention the name because they don't help me. I mean, I sell on it, but they've never promoted me. They never done nothing for me, so I'm not going to promote them. But basically, they can lock your account. They can freeze your money. They can actually give you a penalty where they can keep some of your money because you violated their terms of agreement. So you want to be careful with that. You want to protect your money, protect yourself, and read all the rules and regulations. If anybody has any questions regarding that, you can reach out to me here or my Discord for further information regarding that. But just overall, you can't mention outside sales. You can't mention any other shops other than itself. If you do, it can end up in termination, and they can freeze your money. And it's not like you can go to court because you use your finger to click on the agree button. So be careful. And like I said, if you have any questions, let me know. Moving on from there, when an item is sold, you're gonna want to get an average price, like doing TCG Player and all these other shops. You're gonna want to get an average price. What price does it not go under? Like for instance, this card here it says $7 plus the $1 shipping. On the shipping, starting this year, they started the $1 shipping all the way to 60 cents shipping. Someone was saying there was a 50-cent shipping. I don't know, but I can only speak of what I know, not what I don't know, because I don't like the fantasy world. So I think 60 or $65 is the smallest one, and it's just a few ounces, just like the weight of one card. You can buy at the 99 cents or not the regular envelopes. So what's gonna happen is you have your printer, and then it's gonna print the envelope size. So it's not gonna have a sticker, it's just a regular page. So that one you're gonna put it on the envelope. So this company didn't have it. Only big companies like eBay and such, they had it, but this company did not have it, but they updated it this year. So you can sell the penny stocks, like the $1 under items. So you can range anywhere from 65 for the weight all the way to $1. So those are the ones that are selling a lot, because before they didn't have this, but they started it this year, which is your singles up to like a few grams or ounces, like very small weight. Like you can even bundle up, like me specifically, sometimes I put like 6 or 7 cards and I still ship it for like $1. And they're just regular envelopes, like I said. Other times you might need to buy like the bubble mailers because your cards are expensive. Like once you get to the 10,000, even 15,000, 20,000 per card or more, once you get into the PSAs, As far as the open product, the most I've sold of the price range is somewhere around a little over 3,000 per one card and several cards. So I bring that up because depending on how protected you want your product, excuse me, is the packaging that you're going to be going into. So for like the penny stock cards, obviously you're going to want to be doing the regular envelopes. So once you get the average, you're going to want to beat out the market. So the way that you beat out the market is you sell them cheaper than everyone else. So for example, this guy's selling it for 7. You want to get good pictures of it from the front and the back, possibly with glare so that you can see. On your description, you want to be as descriptive as you can, emphasizing on the name and the series, and then the condition. In my experience, the cards that sell fast and get good sales, like it doesn't matter if one card's worth 800 it sells, is whenever you have a really good description of the surface in the front and the rear, the back of the card, and you also include the 4 corners and any dings or any little dings or dongs on the card or scratches on the surface, because some people grade their cards. So obviously, if you know anything about grading, that has to do with the front surface, then the rear, the back of the card, then you're gonna have to look at the top, and then you're looking at the bottom, then the right side, and then the left. After you're done with all the sides, the next thing up is going to be the corners. Now, if you're talking about getting like a gem, like a 10 out of 10, you have to consider all those, but then you also have something extra on top of that, which would be the centering of the card. So I'm gonna show you an example. So for this one example, when you zoom in on here, you're seeing that there's a shift of the card of the centering. The shift is moving to the right side, so it leaves the border of black very small, and the borderline on the left is bigger. So the card is shifted slightly to the right side. So this card is off center. So when someone is buying the card and getting a PSA, or it doesn't matter what, because I used to know a lot, like 40 different grading companies. So a lot of them has either gone bad, some stopped, like that. There's new ones, so it depends. But for the one that's universally known, like PSA, even though it took a shit a while ago, it lost because the quality, because people figured out that PSA is just, they're vampires. It's nothing special. They're just like everyone else. They're trying to suck your money and they don't really care about you. So they're not giving anybody PSA 10s no more. They're like, yeah, they're mean. So people are switching out to other companies, and they're figuring out PSAs that they used to be able to get high grades before. When you resend them today, they're no longer, because they're getting more and more strict. So it's unreal. So you want to keep in mind that you put that in your description, that the card is also centered. When a card comes out directly from a pack or something, you can mention to the people that it's packed fresh, and you're gonna wanna. What I do is somewhere around a grading of 10. Like I tell them, it's not PSA graded, but if it were to be graded, this is around the average of its condition. Like for example, I would put like a PSA 7 out of 10. So the grading is not too low, but it's not too high. And then you can explain to them why. Like there is some surface scuffing or dings and dings on the card, or the surface on the top of the corners or whatnot, or damage. It doesn't matter. Or yeah, then you're also going to want to notify people when there's an error. So error cards that are factory error can be sold at a higher price. Like I got a full playset once, I think it was Elemental Hero or something like that. It was one of those, and they gave them to me for free, and the guy didn't know that they were errors, so I turned around and sold them for $100 each. That's $300. It's not a lot of money, but I mean, if you're gonna compare it to zero, like I spent zero and I got $300 out of it, then yeah, it is quite a chunk of money to get for free. The only other way you could do that, probably like robbing a bank or finding $300 on the floor, would be the equivalent, or just maybe someone giving you $300 for free, because that's essentially what happened to me. So you're gonna want to have some background and some knowledge on error printings. If you have any questions or concerns, let me know regarding that too. So moving on from there, the other thing about cards is knowing what's popular. So I have to finish the video up, but not necessarily because a deck or a card is popular. Sometimes the reality is the market is the one that dictates it. Sometimes the card could be crap, but it doesn't matter. People love it, so it can carry some price. So rather than arguing against the market and crying about it and getting angry, it's better just to submit and figure out a way to adapt to it to get a benefit. So what do I mention by that? Sometimes some of the cards that are really good could actually be cheap card. Some of the cards that are not so good, they could be very expensive just because it's popular. Like for example, Ash Blossom I never thought much of the card. It's never caused me any issues not playing on it. I won the locals without it. And you can see me duel against all sorts of nationals, never played hand traps, and I still win. But those cards are popular, so it doesn't matter, right? So they have reprints and whatnot, but you have to make a decision when to buy the regular print or the reprints. Is totally up to you. Some cards go up in price. If you have any questions or concerns regarding all that, you can let me know. Personally, we can discuss that. So moving on from there, um, on some of these cards, if you're doing like single items, like this one, for example, we can scroll and it looks like it's a single item. So because it's a single item, he's selling it for $4.30. For because I know about shopping, like this is old to me. I've been doing it for more than 20 years. So this is all old news to me. So just by looking at it, I already know $4.30 is actually a bubble mailer is what they're doing. So this is for a heavier weight, but in reality, he doesn't need to do that. This same card can be sold for $1 with a regular mailing envelope. He can even turn it down to 65 or 68 cents, and the card can sell in the next hour or so. Also, knowing the prices of these cards, as far as I know, this card sells anywhere from $3 to $6. The other thing that you have to keep in mind is you have to use a calculator. Don't try to act like a badass. Just get a calculator because making money is a business, and even though people disagree, it doesn't matter what you think. The reality is making money, especially when you make a lot, is a business. So you want to have equipment there for your business. So one of the things that you can have is a calculator. You can even use it on your app, on your tablet, or have a physical calculator. You're going to want to be adding and subtracting the cost of the sale. So for example, I believe for this company, I think it's somewhere around $9 to $11 the percent that you're being deducted. So you're going to want to enter that, equate that into the factor of your selling. So if they're selling it for $6, once you enter in the computer, you might end up only be seeing somewhere around $4 for this card. So you lose $2. So you need to see what did you buy the card for. Because if you bought the card for $6 and you have to lower the price, then you're losing. And that's something you have to keep in mind. Just as a general overlook or a point to address regarding price range to where you can say it's fair, because I don't want to confuse people. Just the best thing, the starting point would be doubling its price as a good start. If you're going to do quadruple the price, or you're going to be getting 10 to 50 times the price of a card, that's excellent. But I mean, the question here is what is the common denominator? You know, what is the basis of it? What's the starting point? So you want to keep in mind that getting the double of the value of the card is what's good, because if you think about it in a technical sense, all that's happening if you bought a card for $3 and you sold it for 6, and this is after the deduction. So in reality, you sold it for 8 or 9. And the calculator, what's just going to show is you're making 100% profit because you got your $3 back that you spent, plus you have a new $3. So that's be considered 100% profit. So in a technical sense, you never spend money. All you do is you make money. So that's something that you want to do on a starting point. So just to recap, uh, be careful on your shippings. The best shipping is the singles or even bundled up. They can be $68 to $1 is the best for sales. And people are thinking like, shut up, Jay, you don't know nothing. Believe me, I'm selling. I sold some today. I sell every day. I know what I'm talking about. So the best sales are in the 68 cents to $1. If you're afraid of it damaging or something, you can put it in protector sleeves. If you're in Team DMA, I have thousands and thousands of uh, Ultra Pro clear sleeves. As long as it exists, I have it. I have them all. So I have boxes of them. So if somebody wants some for free, they can have some so that you can utilize them to put your cards to protect them when you sell them. People who don't do that, sometimes the items can arrive damaged, and that's you're gonna get your butt kicked for that, because the buyer's going to ding you on that on your review. And that's another thing. Your reviews have to all be good, and you have to have a lot. So people ask me all the time, like, how come I sell crap and it never sells? I have that crap for 2 years, and people get angry. And I tell them the simple answer. They're expecting this magical answer. Oh, Jay, he's special. No, all that is crap. The reality is a lot of it has to do with your reviews. The smart people, before purchasing an item, they freeze and they go see review. If your shop, if either your shop or your image, like someone attacks you personally, like this person is shit, someone says something like that, that's negative. They'd rather buy it from someone else than you because your shop is negative. So if you have a lot of good reviews, obviously they're going to favor the high percentage. All I'm just saying, keep in mind that a lot of your sales have to do with your good reviews. So for instance, like me, like when I put items for like $2,000 per one card, or like $1,000 for one single card, the hesitation comes from my reviews, because I have a lot of good reviews. People don't hesitate. So all they technically ask me is like, are you sure that the condition that you stated is accurate? I can tell them, yeah, I can do further pictures if you want, but pretty much it's a gem mint and it's actually centered. You could possibly reach either a PSA 9 or 10. If not, let me know and we can work on something to refund it. People look at the pictures and then within 15 minutes or so, the transfer is done. They paid 1,000 to 2,000, even $3,000 per one card by itself. So somebody else can have the same card I have, but he can keep it for 2 years and take it down because he never sells it. So the guy's scratching his head and wondering what's going on. And the reality is the reviews matter a lot. And it's not my opinion. It's not what I feel because all that stuff is crap. Just the facts matter. The reviews matter. So moving on from that topic, you want to get away from improper lighting because that leads to people believing fraudulent. Why do I mention that? Because a lot of the cards are actually fake, in case you didn't know. And if you live in the rock, and if you don't even know that, you shouldn't probably be selling. You should stop and get some information so that you're not ignorant. Ignorant doesn't mean nothing bad. It just means you have lack of knowledge. You have to have knowledge. You have to know what's up. So you want to do proper lighting. Some people have invested in buying, I'm not aware if you guys know, but at the 99-cent store, like the Dollar Tree, they sell LED with the circle light. You can use that to get better lighting on your cards. And they also sell light up boxes. So what do those mean? Those are boxes that you use to sell eBay items. So I'll explain it real quick because I have to end the video. Basically, it's a box. You have to build it. It's usually made out of either a fabric or it could be whatever it is. And it has a wire on it. And all you do, either you put batteries in it or you connect it to the wall. And the little box has it has lighting. So what it is, it's a stage. It's a selling stage, like a platform where you can, it's a small box and you have a display case and you put your item in the box and it lights it properly for you and it gives it a proper background, and that helps your sell. Because a lot of people, they put items on their bed, and who the heck wants to buy stuff in their bed? Who knows what the heck they do on their bed? So they're not gonna buy this ugly, nasty product because there could be bodily fluids on there. Who the heck knows? I've seen people post cards and you'll see food and like roaches around the cards, and they wonder why their cards don't sell. You know, it sounds stupid, and I don't care. I'm telling you the truth. They don't know. They don't know why it doesn't sell. That's how stupid they are. So you want to keep the first surface of the area where you're selling your items clean. And if you want to be professional, you might want to use the same area always because you already know it's clean. And you want to get proper lighting. Like for example, this card, the card's been up there for a while and the person doesn't know what's going on. So let me tell you really quick, he's not that smart because he has the item face down. That's going to get scratched and he doesn't even have it sleeved. And if you pay close attention to it, the card is warped. So not as an opinion, but as a fact, this card is $0. I have them for free. I give them all the way away for free. In fact, last week I went to the locals and they gave me one of these cards for free. So the question is, why is this card for $6 plus $4? That's $10.30 and it's warped. So the question is, why am I gonna buy this crap when I can get it for free in a perfect condition? Those are the choices you have to make. You have to be stupid and buy it here, or you have to be smart and get it for free in better condition like me. So those are the choices you have to make. So once you present it, you have to keep that in mind. You want optimal quality. It's not really quantity, but quality. And you're gonna want to work on your reviews, and you're gonna want to sit back and I don't know who that is. You're gonna want to sit back and relax. So the other side of it is, because I was supposed to end this video 5 minutes ago, but I'm making it a little bit longer. Just an overall review is you have to have a calendar. Buy a calendar. If you don't want to buy one, go down to like your local church. Sometimes they hand out free calendars. You can type it in online. There's a lot of places where they hand out free calendars. If you don't want to have a physical calendar, you don't have to. You can use it on your phone, but you're gonna have to have a physical calendar because you're gonna want to be recording the upsells and the downsells per month. It's a chart. Everyone who has a business knows this. Like people think like, oh Jay, that's stupid or whatever. Nope. All the things I'm telling you is common sense. The knowledge only shows you how ignorant you are. So you have to be very careful to wise up and get to have knowledge quick. Don't be dumb like a lot of people, and step up in the ladder, step up in success. So you're gonna want to keep a record of upsells and downsells on the market by month. So for example, obviously because of the tax season, The first 3 to 4 months of the year is when you get the most sales. So I'll show you an example. During that time, you can exceed it easy 10,000. 10,000 is nothing, but you're gonna be struggling in other months when the prices go down. That goes for everything that exists, not just Yu-Gi-Oh. Every market, like businesses that sell cars, homes, everything. Everything, it depends on when there's the money to purchase the item. So that's something that you're gonna want to keep in mind. The months that are quick and the months that are slow. Then obviously, as you progress onto the year and the end, when Christmas is coming about, that's when the sales can reach up to like, you can sell an item for like 10 times its value. I've done it a lot, and you can upsell it and sell it. Now people are gonna call you names like you're evil, you're a monster, you're stealing people. But when you message the person who bought the item, he will tell you, I love the item, I'm gonna buy more. So you have to ask yourself a question. Are you going to believe this person who is successful and give you a lot of money? Or are you gonna believe the losers that are not helping you sell nothing and all they're doing is crying and whining? Because on one side you have two successful people. The one who successful has all the money to give you, and then you, because you're taking all their money, now you're successful. Or like I said, or listening to the crybaby loser. Those are your options. You have to decide. So so moving on with that, you're gonna want to know when there's upsells and downsells in the calendar, so that you know when you need to have the product, when it's going to be selling, and that's gonna really help you relax in certain months that are slow. Because when you look at the calendar, you're gonna be like, right, this is a slow year, relax. And then any questions and concerns you have above that, you can always make friends with other shop owners and whatnot, because that's what I do. They have bigger inventories than you, or you can ask me or anybody else who sells. If you would like to start selling, we can talk about it and I can discuss what are the items that sell fast, what sells at what time, and stuff like that. And that's going to be pretty much it. And then this video also was directed for someone who's starting to sell. So you're going to, I have to end the video right now, but quick recap, get your pen and paper. You have to compete against the market, giving a lower price than the rest. That means you're going to have to find a way to buy it at a low price. And then if you want to compete with the same price, it might just be a random, but when you go a bit lower, like $1 lower or $2, then you'll beat them and the item's going to sell. The only thing you need to think of is the shipping. Now there's people who lie and tell you, don't sell for $1, don't sell for 50 cents, because it doesn't come from tracking. Take my advice. Don't listen to losers, because you'll become like them. Listen to those who are successful. If they were smart, they would know they also come with tracking. So people have asked me like, oh, I want to go down to the post office and buy the tracking for $7. And I tell them, listen, don't be a loser. Be a winner. They tell me, why? I tell them, sell it here. Because you don't have to pay nothing. The customer pays it, and they're only paying $1. It doesn't come out of your pocket, and it comes with tracking. Why do you have to spend so much money? So those are your options. If you have any questions or concerns, let me know on this video. And just so you know, the upsell and the price for sale is coming up currently because we're moving towards Christmas. Some of the cards, there's low quantities during the time because they all sell. So you want to have those items in hand, and you're going to want to be ready. Some of the guys, if you go the extra hand and be nice to them, they can be returning customers, and that ensures that you have constant flow of income coming. Any questions or concerns, let me know. The video has gone for long enough. Sorry I haven't been making any videos. It's really hot. We have people getting injured because of the heat. You guys stay cool. Go online and look at things to hydrate yourself. Get Pedialyte, get hats. Just stay in the shade. Eat fruits that have high content of water in them. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go online and type it in. Hydration, food, hydration examples, and you're going to see a long list. Take the things that you want and utilize them. Stay safe, you guys. God bless you. Take care, and Dark Magic Attack.